Hello there folks, this is the LonChaney Reviewer, and today I'm just going to do a general review. A few days ago I watched an incredible film that I had never seen before, and obviously many people know of this film. It's a classic, 1971's The French Connection. I first heard about the film when I was younger, and I watched the documentary Empire of Dreams, which was about Star Wars, and talked about the first part of the documentary talked about how cynical 70s cinema was, and French Connection was one of the films they mentioned. And me liking Gene Hackman from such films as The Royal Tenenbaums, Superman, Unforgiven, The Conversation, just to name a few, I thought I should check this one out because this was also his first Oscar win for Best Lead Actor. The film is an interesting one because the film is not a ensemble piece as much as it is a very much a cinema verite with almost a character study of two characters. Our first character being Popeye Doyle, played by Gene Hackman. Okay, so Popeye Doyle is an alcoholic, possibly a racist, womanizer, possibly responsible for the death of a federal agent because of one of his hunches, and he hasn't done much with his life, even with his cop life, which is probably the thing he's most proud of. He hasn't done much with, or as much as he would like to have done. So this character seems pitiful and hopeless, but the one thing that we like about him is the fact that he is just so obsessed with taking down this French Connection. It's like comparing like Javert from Les Mis or Captain Ahab from Moby Dick. Popeye Doyle is that type of character. That leads us to our other character, Alain Chanier, played by Spanish actor Fernando Rey. This character is our villain. However, he's charming, he's very likable, he treats his girlfriend very well, and he's a decent guy. He's prepared and he knows what he's doing. And, when you look at these two characters, you're like, it's so funny how much of polar opposites they are. One we identify as the hero, but is very flawed, and then we have the other one's a villain, but he's a pretty charming character. Of course, you have the late great Roy Scheider as Popeye's partner, Cloudy, and both these characters are based off of real people, Eddie Egan and Sonny Grasso, who were two real New York narcotics detectives, and the French Connection was a real case, but obviously details were changed for a more dramatic effect. Happens all the time in Hollywood. And the case lasted around 2 years, just for your personal information. Actually, Eddie Egan and Sonny Grasso appear in the film. Eddie Egan is a supervisor for Doyle, and Grasso's I think he's another federal agent. I'm trying to remember his character because the way the film is set up, it's not really about characters. It's about the Fernando Rey character, Popeye Doyle, and the other details like how pure the heroin is, and when people are meeting up and where they're meeting up. It's more concerned with a documentary feel, and that's one of the other reasons why this film is so famous, is because it feels like things are really happening on the screen. And this is very true in a lot of the sequences, especially with the earlier scenes where it's just average life in New York, crummy life in New York, in drug deals going on and detectives chasing people down. It has a very realistic quality to it. You also have the famous car chase. We have Gene Hackman in a car chasing down a subway with a hitman that was supposed to kill him. I'm not going to say any more than that, but it's a very effective scene. And Friedkin wanted to do the scene because he saw Bullitt, and Bullitt has a great car chase, but he wanted to top Bullitt. And arguably he does here. So there you go. Another great scene in the film, one of my favorite scenes in any film, is basically a battle of wits where you have Popeye Doyle chasing down, or following the Fernando Rey character, Alain Chanier. And Chanier is fully aware of the fact that Doyle is following him. And it's like there's a subway, they're in and they're out, and they're in and out, and it's, well, and you can see why I won Best Editing. The way it's cut is perfect. Now, if you're the type of person that likes character-driven, like, ensemble pieces, or films where you find the characters more memorable, you may or may not like this film, but I'd say check it out. I don't want to be one of those people and just say buy it, because I feel that's, I've said that on the, my episodes all the time, buy this Blu-ray, but I feel it's a very irresponsible thing for me to say, because what if you don't like it? So obviously, I think you should check it out. I think it's a fantastic movie. I've been watching it a couple times over the past few days, so I haven't got much stuff done. But the Blu-ray that I have here is the Filmmakers series, Filmmakers Signature series of William Friedkin, and I think I said this earlier. He directed The Exorcist. This is apparently there was another Blu-ray of this released 2 years before this one, and that Blu-ray release, the picture quality isn't as good, but it has more supplements. So you should check on Blu-ray.com, because they have a full rundown of both versions and the supplements they contain. So obviously it's a personal choice. Otherwise, I highly recommend check out French Connection. Maybe rent it from your public library or something. It's a classic, so it's, somewhere is bound to have it. It's not a totally obscure film. And I'll see you guys this week for Silent Film Saturday, Girl Shy.